Chicago. Bubba Trading. It's BubbaTrading.com. Positive the grain trade here, but people have been with us, and you are a regular part here Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays. You have not liked what's going on in livestock. Your thoughts there today?
Well, I think we're seeing, kind of what we've expected. I mean, they were well overpriced, and, we've used the term on air before, high prices will cure high prices. Now, interestingly enough, the feeders themselves, if we start, I know we like to usually start with the fats or live, but feeders themselves have now kind of flattened out. Remember, we were watching that backwardation all that time, and it was telling us that we were going much lower. Now, if you go all the way out to August, we're pretty much flat, 153 to 155. I still think there's more room to go on the downside, but certainly I'm not looking to initiate a brand new short position here. However, if we get a nice big juicy rally, which I think we could get probably into the mid 160s, I would be willing to be a seller there. So I'm still not in love with the space from the long side, but I'm certainly not as negative as I was once now, because now we're coming to a spot where, again, it doesn't make sense when you can't make as much as you think. Where are they going to go? They're not going to zero. There's a certain point in time where the prices have come down too far, and then you have to look to reverse the other direction.
All right, so that's starting out in feeder cattle. That's just fine. Let's go back to the live cattle futures. They are down not near as much as, by the way, feeder cattle, if you turn around, they're going to be down over $2 here, and that's just in the last half hour or so. Live cattle holding together a lot better, but talk about the live cattle space then.
I think that, that's also, we were looking, our target range, if you remember, was probably the low 120s. So I think we still probably get there. I think you might see in the 1-teens, somewhere around there. So we can get a big rally up to 132, 135. Again, I'd like to sell some more, but certainly my negativity is not as high as it was when we were at 170 in live cattle.
Sure.
Now we're getting to a point where we're going to start to find where is the real level, because every product will find where the real price discovery will take place at. And I think we're going to find that probably in the low 120s.
And that leaves us looking at the pork complex. Lean hogs back and forth. Many suggest they might have been higher yesterday had it not been for the big break in the cattle. And they're higher today by well over $1.
Well, I don't know if they'd have been higher or not, but I can tell you one thing. You and I talked about this last week. I said, watch 60. If they can't get through 60, they're going back to 55. Well, if you see the top, last Wednesday or Thursday, $60 was the top, and now they're back to 55. I still like them. I think this is still a good opportunity around 55, and then you got to be careful. We get to 60. This is a position that looks good. Again, I think there'll be a demand for protein. I think this is where people are still going to go because, again, the average American is still struggling financially, but they want to eat chicken or meat or whatever, and if they're going to eat meat, it's going to be the other white meat, which is going to be pork.
Very good. Todd Horwitz, live from Chicago. Thanks for your time today. We look forward to our visit tomorrow. You'll be back here at the same time. Todd Horwitz,
yes, sir.
BubbaTrading.com. Our time remaining.